it's Crystal Palermo from Go Consulting, and I'm here to bring you your midweek life tweak. And this week we're going to be talking about ways to bring greater work-life balance into our lives. So I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you better balance your life. Because I work with so many leaders and executives and people who are running their own businesses, and one of the biggest things I could tell you they all have in common is they're all really hard workers, and they're so driven and we're so focused, and it really takes intentionality and effort to bring balance into your life. So the first step I'm going to talk to you about is making healthy lifestyle choices. Making better life choices when it comes to our health and our fitness seems like one of those nice to have. It's something that we all know to do, and yet a lot of us struggle to really implement that and make that happen on a regular basis. And this is one that should be your absolute basic foundational way to bring balance into your life, because this right here, my friends, is science. This isn't a theory, it's not a thought that I have. When you think about the food that goes into your body as fuel and the drinks that you put into your body as fuel for you, then you really can break down the science of it and know that the better food choices you make set you up for your mind to be more clear, so that you're not crashing, so that you're not creating a chemical imbalance that takes you off into a place where you're not going to be as focused, you're not going to be making really great decisions throughout your life, and eventually you're going to be so run down. So if you don't pay for it now, you're going to pay for it later. So making better choices and not overdoing it. So make sure you do exercise, but don't overdo it. My grandmother, my nonna, who we talk about often, has always told me that every excess is a defect. So even too much exercise can make you run down and bring you too far out of balance. So finding that place in the middle where you are making healthy lifestyle choices with the food you eat, the type of exercise you're doing, how much sleep you're getting, and even down to the type of people that you keep in your life can lead to better, healthier lifestyle choices. So if you live your life in a particular way, but you surround yourself with people who maybe party a lot, or they drink a lot, or they eat terribly, or they're up all night working all the time, you're not going to find balance in the company that you keep. And you're only as good as the 5 people you spend the most time with. So keep that in mind when it comes to having a healthy life and a well-balanced lifestyle. So the next thing, step number 2, that I want to talk to you about is one that actually I am borrowing and sharing with you from my dear friends Sean Stevenson and Mindy Kniss. And this was some advice that they gave me a while back that has served me so well, and I have shared with every leadership group that I teach. And that is the When Life Works list. So the concept behind this is to come up with just a few things, maybe 10 to 15 things on a list of things that are happening in your life when your life is going really well, when it's working, when you're feeling happy and healthy and balanced. What sort of things are you doing on a regular basis? And these need to be things that are accessible. So while you might love going on long walks on the beach, but you live somewhere like I do in the desert, where getting access to something like that could be challenging, at least in the moment. Having a list of things like reading a book, going to coffee with a friend, going to the movies, taking a hot bath, things that you could access when you're feeling really stressed out or run down or overwhelmed and you need to recharge your batteries. Know what things happen in life when life is working, and go through as much of that list as you can when you're feeling off balance. A couple things that you want to remember with this list. So one thing I already mentioned was keeping it simple, 10 to 15 things that you have access to very easily. Another thing is, if you have a partner in your life or somebody who you share a lot of your time in your life with, share that list with them, because then they can hold you accountable. When they see you so stressed out or feeling really off, they can ask you, what sort of things have you done from your list lately? Or what can I help you do to get you to a better place where life is working? So share it, post it up somewhere where you can see it often, and keep it simple, keep it achievable, and revisit that anytime that you're feeling off balance. And I bet you'll find that when you do that, you'll realize, oh my gosh, I haven't been doing any of these things that I love to have in my life. And the third and final step, which is another one that it just comes down to science, is breathing. Okay, so simple, right? Breathing is an involuntary function, true story. However, it is something that we can bring control to and that we can really focus our intention on to calm the body down. So this is again not just a theory that, breathing really deeply can help calm you down. It's science. It will deactivate. So when you're stressed out and you have high anxiety, your sympathetic nervous system is activated. That's your fight or flight. That's that stress that so many of us can accomplish really great things in that space, but then you need to know how to bring it back down and activate the parasympathetic, which counteracts that and keeps us calm and cool and collected. And one of the fastest ways to do that is just breathing and focusing on breath work. One of the first symptoms of stress is tightness in the neck and shoulders, and that's because we're shallow breathing, meaning we don't breathe any deeper than basically our rib cage goes. So we want to try to think about being intentional about our breath, breathing deep into the belly. There's even been studies, so Sean Achor, who is a positive psychology expert at Harvard, talks about how spending 5 minutes a day, and this could be 5 minutes sitting in your car before you walk into the house at the end of the day. This could be the 5 minutes before you leave the house for work in the morning. It could be an escape in your office where you just get 5 minutes to yourself and close your eyes and only concentrate on your breathing. And while this seems like a minor thing, it can have huge impact. And research and studies have shown that spending 5 minutes a day doing this will increase your level of happiness. And that is something that you have access to no matter where you are. You can sit and concentrate on that breath. Now, of course, you're going to have thoughts that'll come through your mind, because especially for those of you who are really focused and driven and you have a lot of things going on, probably a lot of irons in the fire, you can still try to just let yourself know for those 5 minutes, that's not going to be allowed in your world, in your brain, and you're just going to focus on your breath. And that could also come in the form of maybe if you meditate, or if you don't meditate, really consider meditating. And there's a lot of different forms of meditation. People, I think, tend to avoid it because the first thing is like, I can't meditate, or I can't get my brain to shut off. And that's valid. And that is the practice. It's like when people don't go to yoga because they're not flexible. Well, that's the intention, right? So the intention of a meditation practice is to teach you how to start to manage your thoughts so that they don't control you and you control it. So that throughout the day, when you're not in meditation, you have a greater ability to go, nope, that thought isn't going to happen right now. This is where my focus needs to be. It'll keep you more on track. You can even have focused meditation where if you're uncertain of a decision or you're not sure which way to go next or what the right path is, asking for clarity through that time when you're quiet, asking for the actual next step to come to you so you can be really focused in your meditation. Your meditation could also be in the form of doing art or dancing or creating something. Whatever it takes, something that balances you and gives you the ability to manage what's happening in your mind and focus deeper on your breath and finding peace. So the 3 steps again for better work-life balance are a healthy lifestyle. So that comes down to food, drink, and even the people you surround yourself with. A One Life Works list. Compliments of my friends Sean and Mindy. And the last step is breath work and meditation. So concentrating on your breathing, drawing intentionality to that so that you can be more focused as you accomplish what you need to for the day. So good luck with those 3 steps, and here's to better balance. And thanks, Nonna, for the advice. Every excess is a defect. So thanks for spending your Wednesday with me again. This is Crystal Palermo with Go Consulting, and we'll see you next week for your midweek life tweak.